Hey there, Michael Griffiths here, founder of Referral Marketing Guru, and welcome to this week's Get More Referrals Today podcast. Something a little bit different, a little bit exciting, not quite sure where it's going to go, but super useful. Your logical brain is killing your business, plain and simple. And I'm going to get into why really shortly. But as you know, we talk about the limbic advantage all the time, how to tap into that limbic part of the brain and get out of the cortex part of the brain. So when we talk about that logical brain, we talk about what we think is actually the right thing to do. Like books tell us to do a particular thing, and previous business mentors have told us to do a particular thing, and society tells us to do a particular thing, and media tells us to do a particular thing. So we think we're actually doing the right thing. But the problem is we're not actually influencing our prospects, our networks, our clients, our team in a positive way. And if you're not doing that, then in the end, it has to be hurting your business. So this is what I want to be able to dive into. And before I do, as always, if you love the episode, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you join us on our YouTube channel, Referral Marketing Guru. Make sure you find this wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts and search for Get More Referrals Today. And share this with one person, only if you find it useful. And if you don't, you don't need to subscribe at all. Okay, let's do this. So, the logical brain, okay? We're analytical, we're rational, we're formal. We do all these things that we think are exactly the right thing. Because in essence, we're told to be businesslike. We're told to be proper. We're told to be, don't sort of upset the apple cart. Don't rock the rocking horse. And make sure that in the end, you're seen in a particular way. See, over the past probably 2 decades in particular, and even more so since pandemic times, I think people don't want proper. People want authentic. And I hate using that word because it's bandied around, but they just want people to be real. They want people to be them. And when we talk about the whole time that for someone to be able to do anything with you, whether it's a prospect to become a client, whether it's someone who wants to become part of your team as an employee, a team member, whether it's somebody in your network who wants to be able to help promote you, be a referral partner, for any human to do anything with you, they need to resonate with you. That allows them to respect you, which then allows them to be inspired by you. And if none of that happens, then in the end, no one is going to do anything for you. I'm sure you've got probably plenty of instances where you've had conversations with people and you just knew it was off. It just wasn't the same feeling as when you've had conversations with other people and the sparks have flown. Well, that's no different really in any sort of human to human interactions. Sometimes people get on with each other and sometimes people don't. Most of the time, people don't realize how to be able to influence how to get on with people. That's a whole different podcast. But when we come back to thinking, how do we influence other people? It comes down to simply how you make them feel. So if you're sending an email, if you're sending a message, if you're doing an SMS, if you're doing a phone call, if you're on Zoom, you have the ability to be tapping into the emotional part of the brain, the limbic part of the brain, or you have the ability to be proper but boring. And if we're proper and boring, you're not actually going to influence the outcome that you would like. Now, this completely throws in the face of what we've been taught, what we're used to, how people have told us to be. So first impressions last. I don't believe so. You can always change an impression because we can always change an emotion. But if you have with that, well, I've got to start with dear and I've got to finish with kind regards, that's fine if that is you. But it's not the majority of people, and yet they still do it. They're very dry and boring and logical when they have conversations, when they have communications. And if you're dry and boring and logical, it's like, oh yeah. But oh yeah is not the emotion you want to create. You want to be able to create fun, excitement. And whether the emotion is good or bad, sometimes it doesn't even matter. It's just at least an emotion. So right now within our business, whether it is how your messaging of your business is, whether it is your offering, whether it is just the way you do communication, whether it's a way you bring leads into your pipeline, whether it's a way you nurture those leads, whether it's a way that you run sales presentations and the way you enroll and onboard and on-ramp people, whether it's your processes, whether it's through your invoicing, or whether it's through some of your automation, or whether it's through what your email signature, your voicemail message, whether it's just there's so many aspects of your business that you have the opportunity to get out of being logical and be, in essence, it's not even just being more limbic, it's being more emotional, it's being more playful, it's being more fun, and it's being more true to you. Now, if they're not your qualities, that's absolutely fine. You be how you are, and you'll attract the exact person that you're looking to attract. But the majority in business, I see when I get to talk to them just out and about in a personal sense, or we go and grab a drink, or we go and have lunch or dinner, they're a completely different person to how they feel they need to be right now in their business. And if that's you, that's what has to stop. So often, when I think about why are we so logical and analytical and rational and this cortex brain, why are we? Because we feel that that's who we should be. And we get used to it, that day after day after day after day, that becomes a habit. That becomes a pattern. And now all of a sudden, you've got me coming along and going, no, it's hurting you. You need to be the opposite. Well, you got to rewire yourself. And when you rewire yourself, you can then start tapping into the actual hardwiring of everybody else around you. See, so often in business, we forget this one big key thing. In business, you are always dealing with another human being. You're not dealing with a business. You're not dealing with a corporation. You're not dealing with a giant Google or Apple. There are people within there who make the decisions. So if you want a partnership with them, well, you've got to make the person who's in charge of that particular area to feel a particular way towards you. You can't do that with your boring, logical cortex brain. If you want an association to be able to share you or promote you, then the one person in there that's in charge of making that decision for you, you need to make them feel a particular way. So therefore they go, yeah, we'd love to be able to do that for you. See, the big mistake we constantly forget is that we're dealing with humans. Right now, we're speaking to you, but I'm thinking of you, because you are, all individual humans who are choosing to watch or listen to this. You have gone through an array of emotions today, good, bad, positive, negative. You've put out fires, you've had wins. That's what every human goes through. But we so often forget in our communication, in our business, in our messaging, in our systems, in the way that we attract, nurture, enroll, we often forget that we're just dealing with an emotional being. And when you take a step back and you actually think, okay, how could I do this differently to influence the emotion the way I want it to go? And whether that emotion is simply to deepen your relationships, or whether that emotion is because the outcome you want is for them to do A, B, C, D, whatever it happens to be, you've actually got to think it through. And it's the part that most people just don't. They're like, I'm on a keyboard, but they don't picture at the other end how that person might think, feel, react, respond. So when you actually think about the amount of influence you have in your fingertips by the way that you think, it is probably 100 times what you actually give it credit for. So the more logical you are, the more boring you are. The more boring you are, the less emotion you create. The less emotion you create in that other person, don't even worry about the outcome you want, because it's just who cares? So pick any aspect of your business, because when we talk about our limbic advantage, it's to be able to give this advantage by limbicking your whole business from top to bottom and being able to strategically and influence other people. Not in a negative way. Everyone's being influenced every single second of every single day. Why would you not want your business to strategically influence for the positive outcomes that you would like to achieve? Most people just are not thinking to the extent that you could do in your business. It's not about just simply going, well, I need to put in emotional language. You need to go deeper in that by understanding humans are hardwired a particular way. Every single person is hardwired particular ways. And honestly, we're all hardwired the same way. Sure, there's little tendencies here or there that are different, but we've all got the same primal needs. We've all got the same hardwiring. And you can pretty much influence every single person exactly the same way when you actually understand how humans operate. And that's the key. You actually got to understand how humans operate first to then be able to put in place the right plans, the right strategies, the right sort of things to get the outcome that you would like at the other end. See every aspect of your business as just simply you are dealing with another human being. You need to evoke an emotion, a brain chemical within that other human being for anything to happen, in particular, any positive outcome you want to happen. You need to evoke a brain chemical. You need to evoke a positive emotion. And when you do that, now you can start to actually deepen the relationship, but influence the outcome that you would like to take place. So if you're in logical brain, probably the most logical thing I see every single day, people just don't understand, is when someone makes a comment on someone else's social media platform. And I'm really making the comment because I want you to see me and it's about me. It's ego driven. It hasn't ever been thought about could I make this person feel a particular way. So you'll notice whenever we comment on people's platforms, I don't need to be right. I don't need to prove a point. I don't need to share my stuff. I simply need to make that person feel great. And if you do that, now you can actually start conversations and start deepening the relationship because you made them feel a particular way. So take that small little aspect of just a social media comment and think, how many emails a day do you send? There's lots of opportunities. How many voice messages do you leave? How many SMSs do you send? How many phone calls do you make? How many people come across your website? How many times a week do you nurture the people in your network? How do you put out content? See, every aspect of your business could be taken to a completely different, non-logical level that allows your business to strategically influence and tap into the hardwiring of other human beings. Now, that's an awful lot to take in, right? But I suppose what I've absolutely loved is understanding us as humans. And then when you've got the ability to just see each little aspect of your business as just simply, I'm dealing with another human. You form habits really quickly on the way you speak, the way you talk, the way you do things. Because you know that every little thing that you do, every moment, as we call it, within your business, has the ability to make someone feel a particular way. And it's a moment that people remember when you made them feel a particular way. So I'd love you to go have a look within your business Just pick a handful of things. There's millions that you could do. Don't do that. It's overwhelming. Just pick one or two things that you just say, for the next week, do in this particular moment, I am going to really focus on asking myself before doing it, what emotion do I want to create? And how could I create that emotion better? Hey, hopefully it's been super helpful. Really getting a little bit deep there. But to me, there is so much money sitting on the table in your business because you're just simply too logical, which means, essence, you're too boring. And that's what we've got the ability to change. Okay, guys, as always, thank you so much for stopping by. Make sure you subscribe, Get More Referrals Today on your favorite podcast station. Join us, whether it is on whatever your favorite social platform is, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. Subscribe to us on YouTube. We've got 2-3 videos a week that go up to be able to help you limbic your business, get more referrals than ever before, keep clients for longer, and turn your clients into walking, talking, ranting, raving ambassadors for you. Till next time, take care, and I'll see you real soon.